Good evening, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. Well, guys, today I got a lot of stuff done, but it wasn't really what I wanted to or in the order I wanted to get things done either today. But it was still overall, like, I think I had a pretty productive Monday. So my dad actually, when he came home from work, he ended up picking up the primer, because I told you guys how me and Jack had finished priming the walls, and my dad had done 2 coats on the ceiling, and the corners he'd done 2 coats on, but we needed a 3rd coat for the ceiling and the corners. So he ended up, but we ran out of primer. So like I said, with the 3 coats that we'd done on the wall though. So he ended up going and picked out picked that up from Menards today when he came back from work, and then ended up finishing that. So now the ceiling has to be painted, which is just going to be painted white. My dad is doing the ceiling though, so we have to wait. Tomorrow he might be able to get both coats. I don't know if he's doing 2 or 3 or how many coats of ceiling paint he's doing, but he's going to need to like paint that. That was kind of like his part of it, I guess. Me and Jack are planning on doing the walls. The only thing is that I don't know, Jack says he can't really do the ceiling, and I definitely cannot do the ceiling because like my neck, like when I tried to do it upstairs, I was good for the entire painting, and like I was good too yesterday when we primed the whole room. It was fine, but it's the trying to do the ceiling, I think it's because I'm too short, and so having to try and hold the pole and do the ceiling and like reach up over my head like that, and because I don't have like the right pressure, kind of like it just rolls like really weird too, and sometimes it's kind of all over the place. And like I said too, it's also because I'm very short. Like when I do the walls, the ceiling isn't, you know, like, or not the ceiling, but the top of the wall isn't as bad, but like again too, I still have to like kind of be standing like right underneath it to be able to make sure that I can get up to it, whereas like the further I get away from the wall, like the lower I get, the further away from the wall I can get, kind of. But like I still have to like, again, to apply that like even kind of pressure to it when I'm painting it, but because I'm so short, I'm too far away from the ceiling to like be able to do it. So it just, I don't know, I can't do it very well. And like I said too, when I was doing it upstairs, the worst part, like that I felt the worst after doing it was the ceiling, because like I said, I think I'm too short, and like it just hurt my neck and my back and stuff like that, and really more my neck. But today, because I was like, well, I probably won't end up getting any painting done today, and so far the last 3 Mondays or whatever it was, well, this Monday and the other 2 Mondays prior to this, I've been trying to get some gardening stuff done. So I ended up going outside, and ended up, my goal was, because I was a little sore from yesterday, but it wasn't too bad, so it's like my goal is just going to be to go through all of the like potted plants that we have, and like planters, and pull out all of the dead stuff, and also like our window boxes, because we have the window boxes in the front of the house and the one that's on the garage, and we have a bunch of planters, all 4 the ones that are around our like bird sanctuary thing that's in the backyard. We have another 3 big ones that hold our poles for our bistro lights. We have a whole bunch of ones behind the garage. We have, like I said too, there's only one I think that's in the front yard that has one of our bird feeders in it. There's another one in the backyard that has a different bird feeder in it, and again too, behind the garage we just have probably like about 10 like planters and pots and stuff like that. So I went through and cleaned all of those out, but since most of that was in the backyard, when I was in the backyard, I was like, the back behind the garage just needed, my mom had pulled some of the stuff out, and it was just kind of like laying in the pea gravel that we have back behind the garage, and like there was just like other stuff like coming up through the pea gravel that I kind of needed to tend to, and I didn't want it to get super overgrown, because it's not hard to like weed through that because it has like the plastic and then the pea gravel, but once they start getting like the weeds start to get real mature, they can find their way sometimes through like cracks and through the plastic in certain places, and then they get really hard to pull out. So I was like, let's just try and do this, since, you know, again, I'm trying to, you know, do a lot of spring cleaning to hopefully help prevent a lot more stuff throughout the summer. So I went through and I did that, and I wasn't really planning on doing it, and it wasn't even that difficult. Like I said, it was just kind of pulling out like all the dead stuff, and then even to the stuff that I did behind the garage wasn't that difficult either. I just didn't realize how long it took me. I was out there for like 3 or 4 hours, I think. I think I went out there sometime before 3 o'clock for sure. I think it was somewhere closer to 2. I think it was somewhere between like 3 to possibly 4 hours or so that I was out there, which was about as long as the longest day that I was out there the first week, where I did like the our flower bed between our like driveway, and that one I was out there for a really long time, and it was like 3 hours or so. And then when I did the front one last Monday, it only took me like about 2 or maybe close to 2 hours or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, behind the garage it took longer than I expected. Like, and I wasn't like, I was almost done, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna weed through all this stuff. So back behind the garage actually looks really nice right now. Like, everything's cleaned up. All of the like planters have like nothing in them. They're all just dirt waiting for plants, which we can't put in yet anyway, because again too, like, I think it was over this weekend possibly that we had like a frost or like a frost advisory, because you know, again, it will be really warm. Like, today was fairly warm out, and I think it was like 60s maybe or something like that. But then again too, over the weekend it was like down into the 30s, and I think overnight it was maybe down in the 20s or whatever. So like, we have frost advisory because of that. So we can't really plant anything entirely safely right now because we do still have risk of frost, and you know, and the weather is fluctuating so much. So it's really nice on the days when it's really nice to go outside and do some weeding and some gardening and stuff like that, but we can't actually plant anything yet because it's still so, you know, the weather's so unpredictable. So my aunt and uncle said that Mother's Day weekend is normally when they plant like their vegetable garden, so I feel like that's probably a pretty safe time to do it as well. I've heard other people too that are like around in our area say normally like the end of May or after May, like that, you know, normally it's pretty safe after that point. Like, again, to risk of frost is pretty much gone. I wouldn't completely be opposed to, again, to doing it like Mother's Day weekend, just because also too this year we've had, again, considerably nice weather. It's just we have had a handful of days, like, again too, where it'll be like 60s and 70s, and then all of a sudden, like, over like 3 or 4 days we might have like where it's only in like the 30s and 40s and we still get frost. So you know, like I said, that's kind of difficult to balance, but I feel like, again, by probably May we might finally actually be out of that, just because of what the trend of the weather has been kind of so far. But again too, I wouldn't possibly think, oh yeah, everything's safe, and then we plant this stuff and then it's not actually, because we still would get frost like at the end of May or something like that. But anyways, like I said, that's what I was up to. It's just, it's so weird to have like all of the garden beds like all coming up, and then again too, everything like ready, but like we can't actually plant anything because it's still too early. And again too, we, you know, like I said, with the weather, it's still kind of unpredictable right now, and the temperatures and stuff like that. So I ended up doing that, which, like I said, I'm a little sore from today. I don't think it was maybe quite as bad as the first week I tried to do it, but I just, again too, I was a little bit more sore like initially afterwards, but I'm not like feeling as bad as I did earlier today, like when I had first finished. But again too, everything looks really good, looks really nice. I'm just, like I said, a little bit sore, and like that was the thing too. So I wasn't anticipating it actually taking that long, because when I was close to being done, then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go through and clean out all the other stuff that was already in there. And you know, I also took like the leaf blower and like blew all of the like dead stuff that was like kind of in the pea gravel out, because it was really easy, because I used like the lower setting on the leaf blower, so it was able to like not knock any of the like, you know, the stones out. They'll blow out of there if I use the really high setting, but on the lower setting it didn't. It just took all like the leaves and like the dead stuff that I like pulled out. Like, I tried to put everything in a leaf bag, but again too, like some of the stuff would like fall out, so I had to like blow the stuff out of there. And it's just hard because it's not like in the grass, so it's not gonna like, you're still gonna see it and notice it like in there, compared to like, again too, if we like, you know, there's some leaves left over, like we didn't get picked up or whatever, like just run over them with the lawnmower. You really don't notice it. But again too, like in the pea gravel, you're gonna notice it, and it's not really gonna, it's also not good for it to like degrade in there, because then it can create more dirt and stuff like that in like on top of the plastic that's down. So we try and avoid that, and like I said, clear it out as best as possible. I got it looking like it did, you know, at the start of, you know, spring or summer, whatever it was, like last year too, where there was like nothing in there and it was all nice and cleared out. So that's what it looks like. But again too, it took me longer than I was anticipating. So today I really wanted to edit. I didn't get to that. I also had partially unloaded the dishwasher. I think there's still silverware in there. I didn't completely finish it, and then I didn't end up like loading it up. Like that was another thing. I didn't completely finish that this morning because Jack also woke up late today. I was up like at 8 o'clock, but I was like, oh, Jack probably doesn't want to get up right now, because a lot of times he's like, if I'm not up by 8 o'clock, then like, you know, we're not going to go walking until like 9 o'clock or whatever. He gets up sometimes at 9. So sometimes I'm up like an hour before he's even awake, and then he eats and then we go walking. So sometimes it's like 8:30, 10 o'clock, but then today he didn't get up until like 10 o'clock, and then I was like, so we didn't go walking, and I think we got back by like 10:30, and then it was like by the time I was done eating and having my breakfast, it was like 11 o'clock. So I got like kind of a late start to my day too, and like I said, like I did get a load of laundry done and again too a lot of gardening stuff done, but I didn't get to a ton of other stuff. I did finish my grocery list, although I still didn't completely finish Meijer. It doesn't look like there's that much going on though, but I just need to finish typing that out, but I already know like what deals I'm doing, and I clipped all the coupons for that and everything. But again too, I just feel like today was like I wanted to be more productive than I was, and again too, I took up more time doing the gardening and like that kind of stuff than I had planned on, and so it just everything, like I started things and didn't completely finish them, like I said too, like with the dishes, because I was putting away dishes and then Jack's like, okay, I'm ready to go, and I was like, okay, and then when we came back, I never finished putting away the dishes. So and like loaded up the dishwasher and stuff like that. That was another thing, like I said, that I just didn't end up getting done that was like my plan to get done, or like I'd started, or like, you know, again too, my other plan was like I wanted to take a shower once I got done weeding and, you know, gardening, and then come inside and then edit, and then by that time it was actually dinner already. So I was like, now I have to eat, and then after that I was like, I'm gonna work on my grocery list now before I edit, and then I was finished with that. Like it's bedtime, I need to go to bed now, I'm tired. So anyways, I am going to brush my teeth and go to bed, because I did take a shower already after I got in from being all muddy and gross and stuff like that from the backyard. But we do have to get some like soil, like potting soil, to fill in some more of the planters that are out there. But again too, they're good and ready to go. I got all of the old sunflowers out of the ones that we put the sunflowers in, which are, if you've ever had to dig up sunflowers, they're a pain, because they're like literal trees that grow, and the stalks are like huge in there, and they're just, again too, and the roots go down so far, they're just a pain to try and get out. So like I got all that stuff done, everything's cleared out, but again too, it was a process today to do it all. Anyways though, I am going to go get to bed. I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.